Oh,
Friday!
oh.
We have arrived at the sacramental day of the end of the week. It is the Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast brought to you by Echoes of Ancients. We dig that everybody's hanging out with us this evening. How are you savages doing? Brandon, how are you today, sir?
I don't know, man. I'm about like 3 beers deep already.
Yeah, you got a little early start than I did. Usually it's me. How dare you?
I know. I'm sorry, man.
Hey, we are joined by a guest this week. No stranger to this household, however, stranger to the podcast, but it is our good friend Samuel.
How's it going, everybody?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
We got Samuel on the show because here's something very specific. We when we did was it 216? Was that the Jones fight? No,
214.
214. When we did the 214, Samuel was over with his wife, and I noticed you and Samuel started getting, well, not heated, but you guys got into a pretty good conversation.
A debate.
A pugilistic debate.
Yeah.
Having to do with the arts or lack thereof of certain people that are going to be fighting tomorrow.
So we've invited Samuel out here so we can fight to the death
That's
to
it.
prove who will win tomorrow
And
night.
I'm going to wait until like somebody arises that's bloodied but not inbound.
Truly, this is the only way to solve this conundrum that we've run into.
I think so, man.
We do like to start with just a bunch of inane shit, though. How's your week?
Good. Finished first season of Preacher. Really good shit. You ever seen Preacher?
I've been trying to get CJ to start watching with me, but she won't let me watch television by myself, and she won't watch the shows that I want to watch. So it's kind of a wait and bide your time and sneak in an episode every once in a while, and then she gets hooked, and all of a sudden she marathons it.
So you're basically watching like cable TV like you're watching porn?
Yeah, that's basically it. I'll sneak
Welcome
in
to the podcast.
I'll sneak in my earbuds and I'll just like watch some stuff,
Let's
like,
have someone like,
turn the screen away from her.
How you doing there, sir?
She's like, "What are you looking at? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it."
Did you call in sick this week to watch to like Netflix and chill by yourself?
Somebody had to do it.
Yeah. Holy crap! Yeah.
How's your day, man?
Smack in the middle of fairs. A couple of fairs.
And not the cool kind either.
There's cool fairs.
Like Ren fairs, man.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, medieval fair.
Go get some smoked meat and something scrimshot up.
Weird shit going
Watch
on.
some
No.
dude
This
wearing
is like
just some metal getting hit with a hammer.
codpiece and metal.
Oh, man.
That's the only thing that I want to be modern from like medieval armor.
Codpiece?
I'd rock a codpiece all day.
Well, I guess if they'll allow it that way, it's a bragatory thing. I think at that point.
Crown Royal is not as smooth as a rye.
Oh yeah, we're drinking Crown Royal this week because it was free. Thanks to our sponsors at Seagram's and helping us out, hooking some brothers up.
Thanks a lot, Steve at Seagram's.
Yeah, but it is not Bullet Rye. So
No, it certainly isn't.
let's get right into it because I have a feeling the MMA side is going to get really long. Mead side, we hit this in order. Mead, Green Man, ready to go. We're going to move it over probably tomorrow, let it settle for a few days, and we're going to rack that before the Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, sadly, it ain't going to be ready for the fights tomorrow, but I think it's all right. However, we did keep the chili in there for like 2 solid weeks. You think it'll be all right?
No, actually, I think the runoff from the chili itself is actually the bigger flavoring component than the actual dry chili. Or, well, it's not dry, but the actual chili itself.
Yeah, you get the sweetness of the chili, but there's really no other flavor outside.
And I left it in because I know that at some point that honey, with age, about 6 months, 8 months down the road, it's going to start to overtake the chili. So I think leaving it in was actually a wise move. We can have some for the fight tomorrow, but we have to, when we move it over and rack it, we'll have to rack a bottle and set that aside.
May do that.
So if you're in the local area here in eastern New Mexico, West Texas, and you want to catch the McGregor-Mayweather fight,
then go somewhere else.
then go
come here.
I was about to
yourself.
say you better calm down with that inviting stuff.
That's right, because we're going to be racking a bottle.
Yeah, that's right. Not multiple ones, but yeah,
Some of them hill people showing up at your front door.
right.
Like, yeah, I heard there was mead.
I'm telling you, it's good. We pulled a sample last week. Works for us. The bottles came in. First time we've done claret bottles in an emerald green. So
First time we used color bottles since the first Troublemaker run.
yeah, Cobalt way
Yep.
back. Goddamn, 2.5 years ago.
Pot.
Yep. All right, that's the update. We have a couple more batches coming on, but we'll worry about that next week. We have important fish to fry. Let's move to the metal portion of the podcast.
Indeed. Now, you did something to me last week.
Well, but it was with good intentions.
It was. You wined me
And I
and you
was
dined
drunk.
me, and then you left me high and dry.
Okay, what was that?
when you popped the word association game onto me.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So now I'm going to do the same to you. I'm not going to do 7 bands. I'm only going to do 6.
Okay. You do realize that I am a harsh critic.
I do.
Okay.
Well, that's why we do this show. Right?
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
So I got 6.
Okay.
Of varying flavors.
All right.
First one, Stevie Ray Vaughan. 2 words.
Oh, you're trying to get me in trouble with my brother Daryl.
That's more than 2 words.
Great blues player.
That's
3 words, Kev.
Yeah, I know, but you can go fuck yourself.
Survey says.
Sound, affects thief. How do you like that? How do you like that?
You couldn't name the man by name.
Robin Trower?
Yeah, there you go.
Robin
That'd have been the perfect 2 words.
Listen to Stevie Ray's early stuff. Oh, God, my brother's going to be driving from Austin just to kick my ass. Listen to Robin Trower's Bridge of Sighs. Listen to Stevie Ray's early stuff.
Yeah, but you're talking about a blues guitar player, and
Right.
whenever you break it down to its basis form, blues is all the same. It's not bad.
He's going to drive down and kick Samuel's ass.
Look.
I'm off the hook.
I am not insulting it. Blues is probably the most important musical form in the history of America.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, it's the same chords, it's the same rhythms. I mean, if you're accusing a blues player of stealing sounds from another blues player, it's like, prove it.
Yeah, well, Robin Trower's a rock player, but he had so much infused blues. But the guitar effects are very eerily similar.
See, I don't know nothing about that. I can't say anything on the subject.
All right.
What else you got, champ?
Next coming up, Deep Purple.
I would say the Keepers of Flame. I don't know. They're the
won't
standby.
count conjunctions.
They are the.
He's just not going to be able to make that.
No, they are what rock and they defined rock and roll of 1977, 78.
Yeah, Perfect Strangers is one of my favorite songs.
Oh, and that's 84.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. No,
Joe Satriani played for Deep Purple for a little bit.
No shit, really?
Yeah.
Was
After
Richie
that
Blackmore have his ego after Washington?
Blackmore bailed, he played with him, I think, for like 6 months.
Oh, my God. No, the Perfect Strangers is the only record we've let in this podcast with. The only thing that's been let in more than once.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a good jam. Next
else?
on the list, Winter Sun.
2 words?
2 words.
Fucking kidding me.
Kidding me is 1 word, right?
Terrible. I can use 1 word on that one. Terrible.
Or Terrible.
If you're Charles Barkley.
Please elaborate.
No, Winter Sun is they did a weird crowdfunding campaign. People in this that listen to this podcast with any regularity
Our most
know that
listened to podcast, by the way.
Brandon and I kind of lined up like the peasants outside of Frankenstein's castle, pitchforks and torches and such. And no, their crowdfunding was bullshit. They did it before their label. I mean, obviously, they had to get approval from somewhere, but people they made their fans wait 8 years between first and second record, and then they made their fans wait 6 years, 5-6 years.
Yeah, for a record that fans weren't really waiting for.
And it turned out being really terrible.
Yeah.
And we're still waiting on the record that was supposed to come out. So
A record that they said was already done when they put out the first part of it.
That reminds me of all the hype when Chinese Democracy was getting dropped.
Yeah,
Same kind of thing.
that's it. Chinese democracy. My 2 words.
Oh man, people were excited for
Sorry
about
about that.
2
Didn't mean
seconds.
to
and
yell.
then
All right,
Trying
it's
to
all right.
normalize levels here. Sorry.
I saw that first
I
track.
got a little excitable when you brought up Winter Sun.
Next up, Moon Sorrow.
Status Quo.
Good. That's actually really good.
They are the status quo of heathen metal.
They are the bar.
Yeah,
They
that's
are
it.
the bar for sure.
Yep.
Agalloch.
Ego driven.
Wow.
Because basically the guy folded the band because he told all the band members, "You're all fired. Really, the band is me, and you're gonna go fuck off, and the band is done."
Sounds like the lead guy from Ghost, doesn't it?
Ooh, yeah, parallels.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And the last one on the list, Winger.
Well, if Todd was wearing a Winger shirt on Beavis and Butthead, Stewart. Where's I getting Todd from?
I know you keep saying Todd every time you think of Stewart.
Maybe I was traumatized by a Todd or traumatized a Todd. Yeah, no, it's Winger. Winger, 80s horrible. There you go.
Yeah. Not the bar.
All right,
All
not
right,
bad, not
yeah.
bad, not bad. It was a challenge. There were some I couldn't do in 2 words.
And just real quick, because I know you got some albums you want to talk about.
Queens of the Stone Age put out a new one today. It's Villains, by the way, not Villains.
Villains.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that even mean?
It means exactly what their music is, which is bullshit. That's what it means. Bullshit. Queens of the Stone Age put out a new record today. I was excited initially. I heard it, and I went, nope. Somebody classified it as Fedora Rock.
Oh, fuck that noise, dude.
Now, I'm not going to lie. I probably won't enjoy it, but I'm curious.
Well, it is Queens of the Stone Age.
That is true. You do have to listen to shit music to appreciate the good stuff.
Like a horrible
that
B
is
movie.
the true. The grind is real on that score, man.
It is.
Jeez.
Okay, other good stuff. Corpaclani put out live at Masters of Rock. I'm not. I appreciate that folk metal angle. I appreciate it. That doesn't mean I'm going to sit around here in my house listening to it.
Yeah, like bathe in the shit.
No, it's very folky.
Speaking of bathing and shit.
Oh. And I'm not even talking about like Simon & Garfunkel folk. I'm talking ancient Finnish folk music.
Yeah.
Crimfall put out a new one today. If you like listening to the Skyrim soundtrack for like the first 12 minutes, you probably might dig this, but then it becomes Insephirum and it becomes terrible.
Oh.
And they have a new one coming out in 2 weeks, by the way.
Yeah.
I guess if they actually put out new music and they don't just rebrand.
I haven't listened to that single they put out. It might be good. So they're recording analog, trying to go old school.
Fucking lying.
Going analog.
You're lying. It's not going to be good. It's going to be terrible.
I-
One Man Army was horrible.
I have no comment on that.
All right. What do you got for metal?
Shit that came out today, 29 years ago today. How old were you 29 years ago?
I was not born yet.
Oh, shit.
There you go. Now we know what we're up against.
It's nice not to be the young buck at the table now. How old were you 29 years ago, Kevin?
You can go fuck yourself. I was.
Why are you going to ask him that question? You know he
I was
can't
in high
do
school.
math.
I was in high school.
All right, I was 6.
I was in high school. Probably listening to Tears for Fears.
Metallica's and Justice for All came out today.
Oh, there you go.
29 years ago.
Now, see, I wasn't a Metallica guy because by that phase, I was already into the Rhythm Pigs and Black Flag and Suicidal Tendencies.
My brother bought the cassette the day it came out, and he just fucking blasted it all the time.
That's a good one, Blast.
Yeah. I mean, if you're wanting the low end, I wouldn't suggest it. If you're looking for like a Metallica album with some punch.
Well, what were you playing then at the intro on this?
That was a mix someone did and really brought up Jason Newsted's bass line on Injustice for All so you could actually fucking hear it.
Okay.
So it does sound like it's obnoxiously out in front, but at least you get to hear what it is. And it has a little more punch. I still prefer the album version, but...
So what do you recommend somebody search on YouTube to find that?
The album version.
Album version?
Yeah. Yeah, no. Then go listen to that version.
Well,
Okay.
It's more of an interesting case study than it is like
Yeah.
something you want to digest most of the time.
Yeah, you're not going to make that one the standard.
Well,
you
the
listen
whole
to, right?
story behind it is Cliff Burton died in '86 in that bus crash in Europe. They got Jason Newsted from I think he was in Flotsam and Jetsam at the time.
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah, you're right.
And
yeah.
toured on Master of Puppets and
Right.
then recorded Justice with him. As part of their little hazing method, Lars told him to turn the bass all the way down. The guy that mixed the album did an interview today, and he recounted the fucking conversation he had with Lars, basically saying, "I want the bass as minimal as possible," and the guy wanted to walk away from the project.
Well, yeah.
Because of it, because he's like, I don't want my name on this. I love Metallica, but I don't want my name on this album. It doesn't sound good. And he said the master, there was like so many pieces pieced together on it that it's probably in shreds in like storage somewhere, so it's not salvageable. So thankfully we got that shit on the internet.
Right. I don't know. Jason Newsted was shit on probably more than any bassist in the world. Yeah.
No, he was all right.
Well,
No,
I think he got treated really.
Well,
shit.
no, he got treated like shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, understandably so. They were going through that really shitty transition. But then finally they got it all together, and then it all fucking came crumbling down, as we saw on Some Kind of Monster.
We ready to wrap up the metal part? 'Cause we
Real
have some
quick,
pretty
19
big-
years ago today, Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe came out,
Oh yeah.
as well as Godsmack's debut.
1998.
Yeah.
And
good
before
year.
we leave the metal part, I just want to say for the record, the idea that you would potentially ruin an entire album and wreck your band's career for the sake of fucking around with the bassist is the second most metal thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
So
Not
That sounds very Lars. It sounds very Lars.
that's
very
the most
Ulrich-y.
Lars thing. That's very Lars.
No, he's done enough to try to really kind of wreck that band on his own. He's like Jon Jones, except a musical equivalent.
Just
Yeah,
wakes up
they've
in
shot
the
themselves
morning.
in the foot quite a bit, but they've
How
always
can
come
I
out clean
ruin
the
my
other end.
career today?
Oof.
I'm gonna pick a fight with Napster. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
Well, now they did come out of it actually looking all right. Metallica does make like 8 times the amount of money over the number 2 band on the list of what they're pulling down per year.
That is
So,
true. So that bad example, good example.
Wow.
Let's record an entire thrash metal album with no guitar solos.
Yeah, and then
'Cause
Lars got
everyone
weird.
likes Saint Anger,
Well,
right?
No, because everybody hates it because that's the problem. Then they went, "Oh, it's fucking Lars. Lars is the problem."
Damn it. Hey James, I know you just got off drugs, but fuck you. Take
No, it
these
wasn't drugs. It was fucking.
what
it was
was
just hooch.
Yeah.
This is who-
It was
yeah.
straight up hooch.
So
Dude
the
missed
biggest drug.
Dude missed his kid's first birthday to go to Russia to fucking hunt and drink vodka with Ruskies.
Yeah.
Which I
can
can't even be
admire
mad
that
at
to a
him
certain
about.
degree.
Yeah,
but
like I feel like as a child I'd resent it, but by the time I turned like 17, 18, I'd be like, Dad, yeah. I'd
no
be
shit.
mad at you if you didn't do that.
yeah. All right. MMA, the third and final portion of this
Oh,
week.
man.
It's huge.
I mean, it's huge. It's bittersweet. It's a really bittersweet week so far.
Now we're gonna get to the McGregor Mayweather stuff here in
Yeah.
a minute because that's what everybody's listening
Right,
for.
of course.
This week, Jon Jones popped for performance enhancing drugs,
Serenabol.
and it was a post fight sample from 214. Now, I'm not necessarily a big conspiracy theorist. What the fuck? Who the fuck am I kidding? Of course I am. But but the thing is, Jones tested clear on every sample up to the fight, and then post-fight sample, no, test positive for tribunal. How does that even happen? And since then, they've stripped him of the belt, so that's back.
No, they
up.
haven't stripped him of the belt yet.
Oh, really?
Not yet.
Oh,
No.
TMZ. Say, I need to start listening to reputable sources.
All right. So, do you mind if I go first on this one?
By all means.
All right, here's the thing that strikes me. On the one hand, you've got the whole Dana White angle. Why in the world would he ever allow that fight to be canceled? Right? It wouldn't have mattered if Jon Jones had tested dirty on every single test that he took. The media and everyone outside of it would have heard that he tested clean. After the fight, you can say you popped dirty in a post-fight sample, but you put that fight on because what is satisfactory to replace that? There's nothing.
There is nothing. No, because
Well,
they,
just
they've
like
already-
Silva, Anderson Silva being dirty, still being allowed to fight, knowing he was dirty.
Brock
and
Lesnar,
then-
200.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Because when it comes down to it, it's a business. Now it's a sport. It's a business first, and it always has been.
Yeah, but man, that's a little. That's up there with people saying, okay, well, he tests clean all these other ones, and he tests dirty on the post fight. They're obviously trying to keep a black man down. They're
Yeah.
trying to go ahead. That's the conspiracy. Is that no, somebody dirtied his sample. His A sample got dirtied, and that came up.
I honestly, I don't believe that for a second.
But I
like-
think it's as credible as the other, because
Yeah.
I think if he's going to, I think the USADA rules that are in place, they're not going to let a dirty sample pass up to the fight.
Maybe so. Maybe so. I honestly.
And Greg
I don't know,
Nowitzki
man, it's
doesn't.
tough.
I mean,
I know
when they turned it over,
Jeff Nowitzki.
Jeff
right?
Nowitzki. Yeah, when they turned it over to him, that really did clean up. I mean, somebody pisses dirty, that's it.
Yeah, that's what ruined 200.
Yeah, well, because they took it out of his hands at 200 and brought Lesnar in after.
They probably didn't test Lesnar till
3 days, 2
those
days
results
before.
weren't going to come in until
Right.
after the fight was done.
And that was exactly right. And that's why everybody had an argument with it.
Maybe we'll get him at SummerSlam. Or no, that was all, that already
Jon
happened, right?
Jones versus Brock Lesnar.
That's-
SummerSlam.
That's his.
That's the
career
trick.
step.
That's the trick. He went and shot up right after that fight because they're not. It's never going to happen in the UFC. So they do
No.
a joint with the WWE, and we get it at a pay-per-view. I'm just saying they're the number one performing company when it comes to pay-per-views, weekly shows. Can you imagine the
WWE,
money
oh, yeah,
Dana White
no,
would take in off of a WrestleMania?
Well,
Yeah.
not as much as they're getting off of Mayweather, but we'll get to that.
Oh my God! I
but
saw
still-
the purse for that the other
but
day, and
the,
it made me sick in my stomach.
I mean, but if everything is above board, he had a sample taken every other day up to, 10 days prior, all the way up to the day of the fight, and all of those came back clean. And then he then goes and shoots steroids and then tests dirty after the fight.
I don't know, man.
There's no beneficial use.
You brought up the fact that blood doping might have been a thing, and that's
the other. That's the grand conspiracy theory, is the fact that he had enough masking agents to be able to piss clean, or test clean completely, and got sloppy after the fight.
Yeah, and what he popped for initially before this was a masking agent.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So,
and they'd said it's the same thing as in dick pills.
Yeah, only this time he kind of got caught for the main shit.
That guy's got talent. I don't understand why that guy feels the need to cheat at all.
He's head and shoulders above anyone else I've ever seen him step into the ring with, and it makes no sense that he would be cheating this entire time.
Dude's looking at 4 years. Now he could appeal it to 3, and then one more.
I don't see that happening.
And then one more would be a lifetime ban. So I don't know. I really think, and he's 30 right now. We have seen the best fighter on the planet, and we have seen him destroy his own career.
Flame the fuck out.
And it just, I don't know what he was thinking. And the thing that struck me about it was, number one, you've been caught before. You know you're going to get caught if you're doing this. Like, let's assume that he is guilty of doping in this situation. Let's assume that this isn't some big conspiracy. This is him doing this, right?
Yeah.
And getting past the first one. He knows he's going to get caught. And to me, it seems that the way I would feel about it at this point is it's not about the money, because he's got the money. It's not about the title, because he knows he's going to drop it. Right?
Yeah. Hope he's been putting something away.
Not about the title, because he knows he'd have to drop it if he got caught. It would be about the fact that history doesn't so much remember cheaters as it does remember victories.
There's a lot in the fucking Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah. People will always remember the whole doping controversy with Lance Armstrong.
Yeah.
But they're going to remember more all of his Tour de France victories.
Yeah.
Well, they'll also remember he only had one ball.
I don't know. I actually remember the South Park episode where they were making fun of the armbands more than I do Lance Armstrong's career.
Exactly. And if you're looking at it that way, and if you're fighting for history, people are going to remember a couple years down the line. They're going to remember him beating Cormier twice.
It was probably the greatest
testing dirty.
The greatest UFC fight of the year that we're going to get.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Unless Bisping and GSP just turns out to be a fucking.
There is no way that's going to happen.
Maybe like Frank Mir and Fedor fight.
Because to be
in
honest,
Bellator, biggest fight of the year, right?
That might be
right.
entertaining, but it's not going to be the biggest.
If Arlovsky can still get it, Arlovsky got announced for a fight.
Why?
Because he's hairy. Belarus, right?
Vodka.
He's from Belarus, right?
Yeah.
It's because the UFC is turning into the WWE.
God, you're unfortunately right.
It's been happening more and more.
187 was the last one that felt like a fucking UFC. You know the side cards, because I got to go to the Ultimate Fighter finale in Vegas.
International Fight Week, yeah.
Justin Gaethje and the Michael Johnson headline card. Those cards, the Fox Sports 1 cards, are really beginning to outshine pay-per-views.
No,
they
you're
put
right.
all the focus on pay-per-views while throwing all these motherfuckers on these side cards, and they end up fucking having a great night and really showing people what they got.
But the best fighters the promotion had in their stable have gone to Bellator, and that's sad.
Or are busy training for a boxing match, which we'll talk about in a moment.
Well,
I don't know about best. I don't know about best. You know what? It'll be fine.
Man, I'm done with the Jon Jones stuff. But I mean, honest to God, come on, man.
Can you imagine losing 2 huge heavyweights, losing Rumble Johnson and Jon Jones in the span of a year?
Yeah.
Imagine though, for a second, the huge influx of money that's going to come in whenever Dana White works out some crazy deal that just does away with Jones' suspension, right? And
what
then
kind of deal would that be?
This is hypothetical.
Okay.
It's not going to happen, but imagine, right? He turns around, he comes back in, they bring back in some, I don't know. Let's say they're pushing some new young guy.
Sage Northcutt.
They're pushing some young guy.
Dude. Too soon, brother. Too soon.
Who's got the world's biggest underdog story, right? And he's just tearing through the division. And then all of a sudden, Dana White walks out after this guy gets He wins the number 1 contender match. He gets lined up to go for the title. Dana White comes walking out into the middle of the octagon and turns Vince McMahon heel on this guy and brings Jon Jones out in a fighting robe, like with the hood down, and he throws his head back. He's like, "My champion!"
I have to admit, even like the pre-build to that sounded just like pro wrestling. Having that number 1 contenders match, fighting for the belt, because you used the word belt.
Well, you know what? It's a formula that works when it comes
does.
down to it. The WWE is entertaining.
It is. But Bellator has learned that formula and have been made fun of about it by me, especially for a good while. But it works.
But
I want to know.
Success?
But I want to know the things aren't tampered with. And drug testing is where you can tell if everything's above board, if everything's level. You know, if this fighter, it comes through, everything's clean before and after fight. This fighter, everything's clean before and after fight. You know that doping had nothing to do with it. So then you accept the results as they are given.
Yeah. Well, he's just banned from
performance.
fighting in the state of California, so maybe he fucking gets out of his contract, goes to Bellator, like, hey, we'll let you fight in
we'll let you
Nebraska.
Because they have the. It is the reciprocal agreement between athletic commissions that exist in all 50 states that if you ban one fighter, you can't take him in another state. He's going to have to go rising, my friend.
Well, at least he can go do that grappling shit like he did with Hendo.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I'm sure that if he can get by at $5,000 every couple of fights a year, then sure, good on him.
But fucking sayonara to
the greatest fighter in the world.
Yeah,
I would say.
Well, now Mighty Mouse gets his spot back, I think.
That guy better fucking show up against Ray Borg.
That's it. After that, that's it.
Let's talk about what everybody's listening for.
The Carnival of Fools has arrived.
I've been trying to monitor my bowel movements lately, you guys. I was eating tracer foods like corn to find out what was going on. That wasn't what we want to talk about. By the way, happy birthday to Dan Henderson.
Oh, yeah. Turned 47.
47 years young. And happy birthday to Jeremy Horn. One of the baddest men from the fucking dark ages of MMA.
Yeah? Yeah, God, you got to go back a long way to find that guy.
Absolutely.
Let's get to it, though. McGregor Mayweather is tomorrow night. Everybody out there across the country.
We're here.
Everybody across the country throwing $100 down to watch the greatest fight watch the fight of the century, as they're calling it.
Which we just saw a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
But this is the fight of the century.
I don't think anyone could. I'm like, is anyone really thinking this is going to be just the greatest fight of all time?
The only way it becomes that in any form or function if McGregor defies the odds somehow and maybe lands a lucky shot and Mayweather's drunk.
Punches the unpunchable.
His shoes are tied together, and he
so
falls
we
down
see
and
where
just can't get
Samuel's loyalties lie in
Look,
this conversation.
I don't have loyalties. I honestly like McGregor better let's call it what it is. As a character, I enjoy McGregor more. He's this big, stupid, cocky Irish dude who walks into every fight talking shit to everyone and then wins, and you love that. He's a heel, but you love it. But the fact of the matter is that this is not an MMA fight, and we're talking about a guy who's cocky about his ability to box because what he does is sets up people with right jabs and then throws a left hook. And it works on a guy who doesn't fight left-handers for a living and who's not maybe one of the best boxers.
Has Mayweather fought a lot of southpaws
He's
lately?
set up perfectly to fight southpaws. He destroys them. And it's not some...
Ooh, those are strong words for a guy that knocked anyone out in 20 years.
Okay. Destroy is a strong word. Destroy is a very strong word.
Give them slight bruises on their cheek and jaw.
I'm saying stupid Irishman. That's redundant, my friend.
Oh,
we had to have the Scotsman chime in on that part, didn't we?
Take that, you...
All right. So let's say he wins, and he will. It won't bother anyone. It won't matter. And if McGregor wins, it'll be this big shocker. But even if he does win, immediately the next day you can say, well, Mayweather's been retired for what, 2 years?
Everyone's always there's going to be excuses on either end no matter what.
And so
no matter what.
The excuses from the fan base are already set up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The McGregor side, they say, hey,
McGregor's not a boxer.
This guy's not a boxer. Let Floyd come step into the octagon and see what happens.
And why in the world would he ever do that?
It would never happen.
I mean, what's the purse on this?
Oh, fuck.
I heard somewhere it was like 333.
It's more than that.
More than that.
That's probably pre-buy.
Yeah, that might be a pre-order.
It's going to be $1 billion
So these guys are
fight.
walking home with like $500 million.
Conor McGregor's walking home with $100 million. I mean, Floyd's getting $3 million. The UFC is getting like $150 million, $200 million, and Floyd's promotions company, they're getting like $3 million. I mean, so it's about $1 billion fight.
And,
By the way, this is a title fight
for what title?
for the WBC money belt.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
I
with
shit
this
you
shit.
not.
Presented by
Really?
the
I
$1
shit you
million
not.
man, everybody.
This is a title fight. Connor's about to win a belt.
If I do not hear the $1 Million Man's theme at some point during this
Oh, man, I'm
pay-per-view, I
surprised-
will be
I'm surprised that didn't come out yet.
sorely disappointed.
I really, really enjoy the fact that guys fight for accessories. The you know,
Yeah, no shit, right?
I mean, yeah,
well,
it's
this
a,
next one's going to be for the golden fanny pack.
hey, it's a pretty belt, all right? It's a pretty belt.
Shit. All right, let's go ahead and get some picks then, because obviously we're all at some odds here. Give me your pick. Do we want to go and do picks and then explain our picks after everybody's made a pick, or make a pick and then explain?
I think we should all make our picks first.
Okay, let's make picks.
I'll go
Brandon,
first.
What
we'll
you're
start with
saying
you.
is
I'll
I
go
should
first.
wait to tell him why he's wrong.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because obviously we're all on the same side here, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
mean,
Yeah.
We're all friends here.
We're all smart, intelligent people here, right,
it's
guys?
Cute. It's cute that you have your opinions. It's cute, but like we all know the truth.
Oh, man. I'll be honest. I don't think Conor McGregor is going to win. I don't.
Well, this podcast just took a turn. I mean, why am I even here?
No, I've said this on previous podcasts. There's not enough in me to think that to just go ahead and go in there and be like, this is a foregone conclusion. Conor McGregor's going to fucking knock him out in the 4th round, just like he says. I define victory differently. I mean, I pick Mayweather by decision.
Yeah.
I got Mayweather, 12-round fight, 9 rounds to 3.
Ooh, that'd be a win for McGregor, actually.
Here's going to be
I
the
could say
victory
that.
points for McGregor. That he clips and hurts Mayweather with that left. As soon as that happens, we'll see what Mayweather looks like after that, as with any fighter he fought in MMA. And if he wins a round, if he wins one fucking round against Mayweather,
Right.
dude's a winner
You're right.
in my eyes. But as far as winning the fight, it's going to be Mayweather. He's going to get clinicked.
Clinique. Yeah.
By Chanel number 5. But I do not rule out Conor McGregor shocking the world because
Well,
he's done
you
it
can't-
many
you
times.
can't rule
before.
it out.
I don't.
So your pick is probably Mayweather by decision.
Yeah.
All right,
My pick
Shannon.
is Mayweather by decision, 9 rounds to 3.
All right, so Mayweather by decision, obviously. He's not going to knock out McGregor. And even if he could, he wouldn't try to.
That's true. Both fighters said this is not going the distance, but is that fight selling?
No,
or
this
that
is
fucking
going
legit?
12 rounds because
Yeah.
McGregor's too tough, and Mayweather's not stupid enough to get
Which, by the
aggressive.
way, McGregor came in at 153,
Yeah.
and Mayweather came in at 149 and a half. He's coming in really light. And
Yeah, he's
McGregor
coming
has
in
said
pretty
fight day he's going to be 170. He's going to be fucking welterweight.
We'll see about that one. And here's the thing. I agree with you when you're talking about that Mayweather's going to win by decision, but there's different criteria for
things
a win.
McGregor can do
But
to make it.
I think that McGregor needs to win at least 3 for me to consider it a win.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be the more aggressive of the two fighters out there. Mayweather's going to walk out there. He's already paid. He by nature is a defensive boxer. He's going to lose some rounds, and he knows it. So he's not going to be aggressive. By nature, McGregor's going to win at least 1 or 2 rounds just because he's going to be out there swinging for the fences.
Right.
So
I
he's-
know we said we were going to do why afterwards, but shit,
That's
we're
fine.
already here.
It's fine.
Oh,
You assholes wrecked the whole thing.
Sorry, dude. What the
Fight
fuck?
me.
What the
Shit.
fuck do you think, man?
but I think the man has to take at least 3 for me to consider it an actual upset because the fact of the matter is he's got for me to say that he's won, he's got to show me that he's outboxing Mayweather at some
Or
point in the match.
if he puts Mayweather on his ass.
If he knocks him
If
down.
he does that one thing, it doesn't matter the rest of the fight because Mayweather don't get knocked out.
And no, you can't rule out a out of nowhere knockout. It's
Are we still making picks? Are we still making picks?
no. I think
Feel free
we've-
to chime in at any
we've
moment,
both
brother.
picked. It's your turn.
Okay, after all this time saying Mayweather by decision, since these assholes took the same bet I was going to take, I'm going McGregor. Knockout in the first. Knockout in the first. Left hook. Bam.
This
You know what?
motherfucker. No. Hold on a second. Hold on a
It could
second.
happen.
I know you're lying through your fucking beard because this motherfucker didn't even think this fight was gonna happen. What is your real
The true
pick,
sign
brother?
of a man who has not done his homework.
No, it's Mayweather by decision. But
How many rounds you give McGregor?
I don't, see that's the whole thing. I really feel like I've got to, if all minds are saying it's going to be Mayweather by an overwhelming decision. I don't know, man. I think that left hook makes an appearance somewhere before the fourth round.
Do you think he gets clipped and hurt?
I think so, and I think, and then there's going to be controversy because I think McGregor is going to knock him down with a left, and he's going to not jump in not jump into guard, but I think he's going to jump up and start trying to throw a right, and I think then it's going to get waved off, and it's going to be called a DQ, and then Mayweather is going to be the winner, even though McGregor just sat him on his ass.
And then they fight at WrestleMania.
No.
Oh my
no,
God!
no.
Yes.
Well, oh my God.
Yes.
You people. Oh my
What was
God.
that boxing tournament the WWF had?
Oh, that
in
Brawl
the
for All.
90s? The Brawl for All.
Yeah.
The Dr. Death Steve Williams.
Not that
was
I watched
supposed to
wrestling in
win.
the late '90s.
Jesus.
Dr. Death Steve Williams was supposed to win.
He
in
was
some
set up to
no-name.
win it and get a push against Stone Cold, but
Yeah.
then he got knocked out by Bart Gunn, right?
And Bart Gunn goes on and gets his ass kicked by Butterbean. But I want that. Bring back the Brawl for All and just have Mayweather and McGregor show up as just shadow entrants.
I need to go take a shower.
Oh, come
All
on,
right.
you guys.
Well, I'm
You
sorry,
know
this
you'd love
will
it.
be the first and last time professional wrestling is brought up on this
Let
podcast.
this.
I can't help it. This is my specialty.
Yeah,
I told
we
you
know.
before I came on.
I know. But no, we're glad you're here. Samuel is here joining us and talking about the variety of things on this podcast.
Yeah.
Asked him to
And,
come over and enlighten
at the
us
end
on
of,
some different views.
At the end of a show, we always throw in our picks.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Three
That's
picks. You got you pick your drink,
Well,
you
yeah.
pick your music, and then you pick who's going to win the big fight of the weekend.
Do you want me to go so that way we can see how it's done?
By all means.
All right. My pick this time is going to be Newcastle Brown.
Really?
Yeah, go with a weird British one, just an off-sider.
Wow, that shit's like $20 a 12 pack.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Can't afford
Obviously,
to
this
do
is
that shit
dreamland. So, music. I'm going to go Rollins Band. Probably about right at about 88, 89
Oh, nice.
of right after Damaged off the Black Flag tour.
Nice.
And fight, I'm going to go check out Kovacevic on kickboxing on her last fight against the champ, Joanna.
Dude. So, Samuel, what's your pick for drink?
Well, I didn't come prepared, so I don't have anything fancy. For drink right now, I gotta go with Shinerbach. Honestly, I heard it described once as tasting like wet cardboard, but good wet cardboard, and
Yes.
I've always agreed with that assessment. So Shinerbach. For music, I've been into Avatar here lately. You guys know them? Of course you
That's
guys
one of
know
that
them.
Lubbock metal bands.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
play Lubbock a lot.
They show up to Lubbock almost every other music festival, just randomly
into
there.
Volbeat.
Yeah, you'll have to come in on one of our chats about Lubbock metal.
Oh boy! Now I feel like some kind of heathen person.
Well, yeah, of course
I've
you are.
offended the gods somehow.
And fighter pick.
Fighter pick.
Could be anyone.
Anyone fight from the past?
If anyone I could fight from the past that's a professional fighter,
You bet.
Yeah.
I would fight Cyborg
There you go.
because I'm gonna lose anyways, right? But I want to make it look like convincing. I want someone to say, "Well, he got his ass kicked, but who could blame him?"
I think Bellator put that as a co-main.
I think so. Well, obviously, there's not a lot at that division actually in the UFC right now. So,
Indeed.
what you got, son?
Fuck, on the drinking side, I'm going to go fucking straight up Green Man.
Good man.
I'm going Green Man because I know what's in store next week.
Yeah.
It's going to be
And
delicious.
tomorrow on his
Oh, that
special,
pull
yeah.
tomorrow's going to be good.
Just like a
Metal.
McGregor fan to
The,
shill.
the entire And Justice for All fucking album.
Good.
Turned up a little too loud. My fighter pick, I know my mind earlier said Mayweather decision 9-3. My fucking heart says Conor McGregor. 4th round knockout, bitches!
Yes, that is. That's it. I knew it was coming. I knew it was
He
coming.
couldn't help it. He
I
couldn't
knew-
help it.
I knew it was coming. All right.
Yeah,
That's
you
going to
knew
do
that
it for
shit.
our podcast this week. Our
Samuel,
humble
thanks, man.
podcast.
Not a
Samuel,
problem.
we appreciate you joining us, man. We've been wanting to get you on for a long time.
I will always be happy to bring the light of logic and God's good
Ooh, the
science. to
light
this
of
podcast.
logic. That is
Yeah.
that's a heel shit right there. If you're
Yeah,
gonna be
man. I mean, like, look, no one wants to be the face.
no, well, you know.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We've been getting some inquiries on the Holly King. That's not going to be re-released until December, and it is the one that was made last year. you're paying for an extra year of aging is what you're going to be doing. But let us know now, because that's going to go fast. We have 11 bottles out of that case. Well, 12 right now, but Brandon and I are going to pull a sample somewhere before the wine and cheese social.
Yeah, I'd say probably around Thanksgiving time.
Yeah, and we're going to make sure it's legit.
Fantasy football.
Yes.
Again, put it out there. Anyone interested, send us a message. Let us know. If we get 8 people, first place gets a free bottle of mead.
Yep, that's right. Not the Holy King, but
yeah,
yes.
but what does last place get, though?
Last place gets an empty bottle shoved right up their
Gets-
bunghole.
Gets a
You got to
gets
weigh
a
the risks.
Gets a used pair of my underwear.
But it's free, and people like free.
All right, that's going to do it for this week, folks. Watch the fight tomorrow. Let us know what you think. Comment here or on social media. Echoes of Ancients, that is our broadcast here, brought to you by Echoes of Ancients, I should say.
Stay tuned for wonderful, huge things, friends. We got a lot of good shit on the horizon to shut down the year 2017.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. All right, turn up that Metallica and get crazy.
Wow!